Okay, so here's the deal. I'm thirsty and I happen to like MILFs. I have a little fetish for MILFs or whatever, you know. I happen to like older women or whatever. But anyways, I follow Blac Chyna's mother, Tonkyo Toni, on Instagram. Now, I'll probably never have a chance to raw dog Blac Chyna's mama. But if I ever had the chance, I wouldn't just jump at it. I would quantum leap in all three of them holes, just for the record. And I know a lot of you guys may be disgusted by me saying that, but I want to raw dog the fucking hell out of Blac Chyna's mama, Tonkyo Toni. I want to make her head spin and make her think that she's somewhere in Tokyo. Listen, don't judge me just because I want to beat it up. She has that whole, she has a horror, like a horror aura about her. And y'all know I love hoes. I'm not saying that Blac Chyna's mom is a hoe. That's not what I'm saying about my girl Tonkyo Toni. All I'm saying is this. Either in her past or in a past life, she was a hoe. Because I feel it, I smell it, I can taste it in the air. And y'all know I love me some hoes. Anyways, long story short, Tonkyo posted something that was so ridiculous, and I thought it was just such bad advice for women, that I figured I would read it to you guys, give my opinion on it. Tonkyo said, and I quote, "Tonkyo, do her and give zero fucks how or what you think about it, son. I'm lucky to still look 30 plus, maybe 5 more years, okay, 35, lol. Girl, cut the hate and bitch, ask for the potion. Well, yeah, okay, here it is. Tonkyo best kept secrets. Number 1, good dick, plenty, if you not married. Number 2, independent, you and him. 3, fight and argue hard to fuck harder later. Number 4, no stressing over anything. Fuck it. Number 5, do some sinful shit like curse a hoe out if she jumps out there. Number 5, again, I guess she meant to say number 6, eat fruits and leafy veggies raw. Onions, garlic, peppers. Number 6, I guess this would actually be number 7. Be by yourself 80% of the time. Number 8, love yourself hard as hell. Number 9, sip some wine and reflect on you. 10, don't be super nosy. 11, don't judge. 12, wear Lashed products. Of course, Lashed is Blac Chyna's accessory line. I guess that's what it would be considered to be. She sells like eyelashes and whatever else. Anyways, let me start with number 1. Good dick, plenty, if you're not married. Why would you want to whore yourself out if you ever had any intentions of being married? Why? Now, as much as I love hoes, I don't know if I'd ever personally marry one. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't, because I might fall in love with a porn star like Kanye West. And I give Kanye major props for marrying Kim Kardashian. I don't think he did anything wrong with that. But anyway, the point is this though, Jesus. I don't see anything wrong with a woman being a hoe if she just does not plan to get married in her lifetime. I think that's best case scenario. Otherwise, I think the majority of women need to just keep their legs closed. Because the thing about sleeping with multiple men, a lot of women think that they can handle it because they're trying to compete with men. And like, well, men do it. Guess what? Men commit suicide a lot more than women. Do you want the numbers to catch up? Men die before women. Do you want women's life expectancy to drop to the amount of years that a man's life expectancy is? Women went and got into the workplace because they wanted to compete with men. But guess what? Men die a lot in the workplace. Would you like for the numbers to catch up so more women die in the workplace? And since you women want to compete with men so much, a lot of women say that they want a man to quote unquote protect them. Do you want to be the protector of men? Would you like that burden placed on you to have to deal with everything that you have to deal with in life, and then to be the protector and be expected to die for the opposite gender? Would you like that type of pressure to be on you? Would you like for people to say men and children first, like they say women and children first? In other words, women come before children. Not even on the same level as children, but they need to be protected even more than children. because they're beneath children? Would you like for men to be more protected than you, since you always want to compare yourselves to men? So if you think that getting plenty of penis in your lifetime is your way of trying to show men that you can do whatever they do, just remember this: it isn't all good being a man, at least not in America. A lot is expected of you, but women are so incredibly ungrateful that they don't even notice the sacrifices that men make, including themselves. I mean, literally millions and millions and millions of men have been just slaughtered, whether it was war or during slavery times, you know, black men being lynched. Pretty much men have been treated as if they're disposable in history. But most women are so incredibly ungrateful, they don't notice nor do they care if it's ever brought up. They're just like, well, that's just what men are supposed to do. It's expected of men. There are very high expectations for men. Women don't really have any expectations in America at this point. 2016, no. Women can pretty much do whatever the hell they want to do. And then sit up there and lie and say, we're expected to be perfect. If women were expected to be perfect in America in the year 2016, Tonkyo Toni would not be writing a ridiculous list like this with number 1 on the list, get good dick, plenty of it if you're not married. If women were expected to do anything. The problem is that nobody is trying to make women be better. Men are told from the time that they're boys that they're puppy dog tails and snails. Men ain't shit. Men are dogs. Men are pigs. You N-words ain't shit, like a lot of black women say. You ain't shit. You look like your father ain't shit. And you're basically told from a very young age that women are superior to men. You're inferior as a man. Behind every good man is a great woman. So who's behind every good woman? What, just God, right? Of course, not a great man. So basically, men are so beneath women in this society. Even if you do great things, a woman can just come and steal your credit. Just like that. And I'm going to do a long video talking about these different things. I think I'm going to title it something to the effect of America Hates Straight Men, because I was going to make one called America Hates Straight Black Men. I might have to make them 2 separate videos, so look out for that. They're going to be good. But basically, to add a little humor to things, to light things up, I like to say this: behind every good man is his shadow, and behind every great woman is a man looking at her ass. That's just the way I like to lighten up the mood. But anyways, plenty of good dick if you're not married. This is what gets so many black women in so much trouble. Black women lead in abortions. They allegedly abort like 40% of the babies. Not 13% of the population. What are black women? 8-9% of the population, 40-something% of the abortions. I mean, shit is fucking utterly ridiculous. Just killing up babies like nothing. The number 1 killer of black people in America is abortion. For the record, not quote unquote black on black crime, even though there's no such thing as black on black crime. And if there was black on black crime, it would be abortion. But yeah, this whole getting plenty of good dick and black women being dignitized and obsessed with the dick and just having dick wave in front of their eyes and you're getting sleepy and just, you know, and counting dicks when they go to sleep as opposed to sheep, you know, shit is ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. I'm just tired of black women being obsessed with penis. It's honestly really annoying, disgusting, and disturbing for somebody's mother to be saying this. It's not right. The number 2 thing that she said, and for the record, I'm going to breeze through the rest of these, but that one right there was just... Anyways, number 2, independent, you and him. People, listen, no, and I'm going to make a separate video about this whole independence thing, because nobody's independent. If you do not grow your own food, make your own clothing, and if you didn't build your own house, you're not independent. Everybody is dependent on somebody for something. We all depend on each other, whether it's emotional support, food, to get running water to come into your house. And if you think that money makes somebody independent, then you've been fooled, you've been had, because money has nothing to do with independence. The most Dependent people sometimes are the poorest and the richest because they're both usually pretty ignorant. They don't have a lot of life skills like people who are somewhere in the middle. For example, if you need somebody to prepare your taxes for you, you're not independent. A really, really poor person may not have the knowledge to do it. A really rich person may not have the knowledge to do it because they're like, we just pay people to do that. Really rich person doesn't know how to mow their lawn because it's too big. They hire a crew of people to do it. A really poor person doesn't know how to mow their lawn because, well, you're poor. You have a landlord. They handle that and whatnot. So it's usually the people that are in the middle that are the most independent because they have certain life skills. For example, you're in the middle, so therefore, instead of calling the landlord like a poor person may do to handle minor things that are going on in the house, plumbing needs and things like that. Plus, it's not your place. You can't really be tinkering with shit because you might mess something up and then, you know, you'll end up owing the landlord money. So the landlord has to come handle those things for you. Rich person, they just pay people to do it. People who are somewhere in the middle, they own their house. They're not just renting it. Therefore, since it's theirs, they do it themselves. So a lot of times it's people that are in the middle of being rich and poor who have the most independence. They usually have the most skills. If you really pay attention to people, if you people watch, you'll pick up on that. I could get deeper into it, but I'll talk about it another time when I really have the time to really think about it. But she said number 3, fight and argue hard to fuck harder later. This is why people break up. All of this hate fucking that people were doing, this isn't cool. This is not good for a relationship. If you want to have a bad relationship, get yourself into enough arguments with your significant other. It may sound cute at first, but what happens when you're like, let me fight and argue with this person really hard, and then you say or do the wrong thing to that person, and then it just causes your relationship to self-destruct, just implode on itself. That's not a smart move. Number 4, no stressing over anything. Fuck it. This whole I give no fucks thing, that makes you a psychopath. Anybody who doesn't care about other people, that just runs over people, bad idea. I'll talk about that another time as well. Number 5, do some sinful shit. Stop the music, Batman. Did she really say do some sinful shit? That's disgusting. No, you don't need to be doing anything sinful. That's not a good idea. Especially with as many black women who claim to believe in white Jesus or whatnot. Would white Jesus want you to be sinful? Curse a hoe if she jumps out there. How about you forgive her, ignore her, and focus on doing something positive? You know, something that'll better yourself instead of doing something sinful. That was a dumb, very, very dumbed down thing to say. No offense to Miss Tokyo, because she's definitely not a dumb person. Number 6, eat fruits and leafy veggies raw, onions, garlic, peppers. That was the best advice that she could give. I definitely recommend that, especially with, what is it, like 80% of black women are obese in America right now. So yeah, more organic foods, more leafy vegetables, more raw stuff, more water, all of that good stuff. That's A+ advice. Number 7, be by yourself 80% of the time. I totally agree with that. In fact, I'm gonna have to make a separate video about that where I give my opinion. But basically, if you're not by yourself, you can't hear God or your higher self. You cannot connect with that inner voice and get into the subconscious part of your mind, develop your sixth sense and whatnot, because you're around too many people, too many distractions. Sometimes you need to be by yourself so that you can nosy suaton, as they said on the top of the doors in Greece, to know thyself. So if you really want to learn yourself and learn self-mastery, you got to be by yourself at least some point. Most people, they seek out other people and being around other people to the point where they're like, okay, I have a minute where I'm not around my friends or my family. Let me go hop online. Let me go hop on the phone. I need social interaction 24/7. And that's a bad idea. Going to clubs and all this other stuff, bad idea. But I digress. I'll talk about that another time. Number 8, love yourself hard as hell. Totally agree. You do need to love yourself, because if you don't love you, then how are you going to learn to love somebody else? Part of loving yourself is eating right, working out, being loving as opposed to being hateful, and being around other positive, like-minded people. Number 8, sip some wine, rather number 9, sip some wine and reflect on you. Now, I don't know about sipping wine. I guess, that's a personal, I don't personally drink, but if that's your personal preference, that's fine, I guess. And reflect on you. Yeah, you got to think about yourself. You got to think about yourself from the standpoint of how can I better myself? When you think about you, it should be, how can I make myself a better person? What can I do today that'll change the outcome of the way that things will go for me tomorrow and going forward? Let me see. Sip some wine, reflect on you. That was number 9. Number 10, don't be super nosy. How about don't be nosy at all? I mean, do you want people to be nosy when it comes to you and what you're doing? It goes back to treating people the way you want to be treated. Anyways, let me see. Number 11, don't judge. Now that's hard to do because there's some piece of shit people out there and they deserve to be judged harshly. I'm just saying, Jesus. Some people do need to have a finger pointed at them. Maybe not everybody, but I'm talking about somebody who really doing some really, really foul bullshit. Some of these people on these reality TV shows, people who are human excrement, like Jocelyn Hernandez, I don't give a damn how fine she is. She's badder than a mother. She's so fine she could be on my arm. But the way she is in the inside, she is a freaking human turd. That's all she is. Just a damn sparkling turd. She's a diamond crusted piece of shit. Because Jocelyn looks fine as hell, but her insides are corroded and disgusting. Number 12, wear lash products. I don't think women should be wearing fake eyelashes. I think that women need to wipe that crap off their face, take off these eyelashes, these damn hair hats, these fake hair and everything, and just go natural. Nothing sexier than a woman with no makeup, no wigs and hair hats and all this clownish and buffoonish attire. And I know I'm gonna listen. The majority of my subscribers are females, and I apologize for saying it like this, but all that drag queen apparel, I'm not for it. I like a nice stripped down woman. And there's nothing more beautiful than just seeing a plain old face, just some delicious skin. Hit a chick with that Rick James and lick her damn face. Because I love me some pretty. But this is all my opinion. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com. Follow me on Twitter @meatmagazine. If you're listening to this long, not only am I a fool, but you a fool for listening to this long ass video. You're off the chain for that. Kudos to you. You have patience. Because I know I'm crazy as hell. So if you sat up here and listened to me for 18 minutes, you need to come get this 3.5 inches. Meat Magazine.